Hello, welcome back to Mrs. Hewitt's Spelling at Home, Key Stage 2 word study session. Got another root word for you today, and it is this, spec. Okay, excuse me, not to be mistaken, you can also have spect with a T, which relates to seeing and sight, like your spectacles. But today we're going to look at spec without the T. Spec does come from like sort of the Latin species, so like a particular sort or type from specere, which does come from the looking and seeing root, but that kind of went two ways. It went down the spec route, which means like a specific, a particular type, and then it went down the spect route, which is the looking and seeing and kind of visual route. So they come from the original same bit in Latin, but then they sort of split into two paths. So the one that we're looking at today is more about a species, a particular sort, a particular type. Okay, now the reason I've chosen this one is one of the words that lots of people spell wrong, especially children when you're learning to write, because when you sound it out, it doesn't sound quite right, and that is the word special, because it's got that sh kind of sound in it, special. But actually, if we remember, it's from the root of spec, then we can think about how we're going to spell that. So if I just point you out this root, okay, so we've got special, you can see here, it's a bit like that shun when we do the T-I-O-N or the S-O-N, if you think about the root word before, because it's spec, E-L, we need to remember that that is how we spell special, okay, and then we've got all the other pathways that go from it. So I'm going to pop the grid up to the screen so you can make your word sums, and then we're going to go through some of the words afterwards. Special is the word I really want you to get from this today, okay? So there's your grid. Pause the video. Okay, now there were lots and lots of pathways, especially from this special root, because we had especially, specialise, specialising, specialised. It was kind of those the verb root there. And then we also had the specify. And again, if you think you specify something, you're giving really accurate. It's one particular thing that you've got to do. You're specifying that exact one. So let's go through some of our word sums. So special, I've talked to you about. Special coming from that particular special one, okay? It's an absolute type, the type of one you want. And specialised, okay, so it's very specialised, or their kind of qualifications are very specialised, they're very exact. It's about one particular thing. So it's specialised, and again, they're dropping that E when we've got the ED ending. Same for the ing, specialising. We take that E off the I's root when we add the suffix with the vowel. Especially, that's a word we do use a lot, and lots of you do spell that incorrectly. So we have got the E, we've got the spec, EL, and then the LY. It's this special bit, especially. We get lots of sh, we get the SH or the T in there because we're not sure how to spell it. It's especially, okay, especially, there we go. If you break it up into the morphemes, it helps. Right, species, okay, so this is just the plural here of kind of lots of that particular type. And again, in science, we talk about particular species, and that is that exact one, okay? So you've got like the tigers, the lions, they're a species in themselves. They have the Latin names, don't they, as well? That's where that comes from. I talked about this bit, specific. So specific actually comes from specify. So specify being the verb, I'm going to specify something, and that is a specific one. But we drop that Y when we add the ick, because you can say specify ick, that would just sound strange. So it's just to make it easier to say, really, but you're just knowing those different bits. And then we've got a specification, okay, remembering the shun there for the noun, specification. And at the bottom there, this is the trickiest one, specifically. So because the suffix here ends with a C, you don't get C-L-Y, you get C-A-L-L-Y, cally, okay? So that's one of our spelling rules there. Any words that end with a C, if you need to add the L-Y to make it an adverb, you need to put that ally in. So specifically, again, looking up here with especially, okay, but that's because of that special, but specifically, it's not just specifically, because that just isn't how we write it in English, basically. You have this ally bit there, okay? So specifically, and that's if you are talking specifically, you want to be very particular in what you are saying. So you can see there how all those words do actually really relate to the meaning of spec, meaning a particular thing. Special means it's the only one, doesn't it? It's a special one. It's a particular one. So hopefully that will help you remember how to spell special and especially. They're the two words that I really want you to use when you write your sentence today and practice spelling them. So special and especially. Remember, if you need to remind yourself how to spell them, go back to my word grid, my word sums. You can rewind the video to see them really clearly. Yeah, and just remember basically that that's where that comes from. So good luck with your sentences, and I will see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are all very special. Bye.